I'm just in the parking lot driving into work at 8:45 in the morning. It's a rainy, dark day. Um, and I wanted to talk about, because I've got 15 minutes, actually 10 minutes before I have to go. But I have had this thought that has been running back and forth in my head, and it's been coming back and back and back. And when I have a thought and it keeps coming back, that is, for me, that's a sign that it's coming from the divine. And this thought that keeps coming in is the realize, like, I've been crying a lot lately, right? Like releasing a lot. Like yesterday, man, when it started, I think I cried for like three hours throughout the whole day. It was awful. I just cried, and as I was crying, I was trying to pinpoint the reason of why I was crying, and I think the main reason is my own stuff that I'm still trying to heal and transmute and understand and turn it into a tool somehow. But a lot of it was just feeling the sadness of the world, just the pain of everybody. Like, fuck, everybody has something. Everybody has something inside of them that is just sitting there. Like, for me, it's in my chest. And it feels so heavy and so dense. And so I do different things to help release that. I do tapping. I do energy work. I do connection and meditation. But nothing feels as cleansing and refreshing as crying. Because when I do it, I immerse myself in it. I feel it so deeply. And I just allow it. And I allow it and I allow it. And it feels like, like when a lot of pressure is built up in a hose, and then you finally release that pressure and it comes gushing out like when a dam bursts. That's kind of how it feels like. And when the whole process is said and done, it's like this lightness comes over me. And I feel at peace and I feel balanced, and I'm able to bring in a magnifying glass and to inspect all the reasons that I was crying. Except when it gets to that point, I'm like, well, I don't really have anything else to inspect. Like, it's kind of all been inspected while I was going through the process. And I started realizing the value of our tears and how important it is to allow ourselves to cry. And then I think about how many people are out there that don't give themselves that chance or that opportunity to release those tears. Because in those tears, there's so much density and so much weight and so much pain and anger and judgment and shame and powerlessness. And as it leaves our vessel, those tears are so heavy and they're so important to fall. It's so important for them to fall. It's so important. Crying is such a huge process in our healing journey, and it's like it's allowing ourselves to be who we are without judgment, without criticism, without shame. I watched a really beautiful video the other day, and it was on Instagram, and it was somebody who pops up in my feeds often. Lovely lady. I can't remember her name right now. She talks to angels or something like that. I can't remember. Don't quote me on that. But she took a video of, it was like a dimly lit room, and there was a group of women in there, and they're all dressed comfy, like in their yoga clothes, and they all have mats. And there's this beautiful music playing in the background, and they're just moving their bodies, and their eyes are closed, and they're not watching anybody else. They're just totally immersed and sorry, I'm going to get emotional again. Excuse me. Yeah, it happens all the time, the crying, all the time. I I feel so deeply. Anyway, so these women are just totally in this moment, and they're experiencing this connection, and they're reflecting it back with the movement of their body. And I felt that energy, and felt the release, and just connected to that moment because the music was so beautiful and appropriate. And I thought, like, this is such another wonderful way to be able to release and to provide women the space to be able to do this healing ritual and share it, excuse me, and share it with other women. And this thought kept popping up of providing people a space, like a Zoom space, for example, and maybe an hour or 2 hours, and allow people to just come in and just cry together without any judgments, without any expectation. Share if you want, don't if you don't want, but just come in and cry and just release that pain and that density and all that stuff that's keeping you imprisoned. As you can see, I have lots of tears to give to me and to you and to everybody else. So I'm all up for, hanging out and crying with people. And I know that sounds really like in left field. But we're entering new energies. Many people are consciously raising their vibration, their frequency, and they need to let all of this density out. And so I would like to provide an opportunity through Zoom once a week to meet, maybe for an hour or two, or however, starting in September, to provide people the opportunity to cry together and to be able to release whatever the hell is sitting in our heart chakras or our throat chakras or our solar plexus, whatever is holding us down, whatever it is that we are having such a hard time letting go of. Because once we let go of this shit, it's going to feel so much lighter and so much better, and we're going to be more balanced, and we're going to be able to think better, to make better decisions, to connect to our higher selves better, to be able to hear the messages better, to be able to live our truth in a better, more conscious, more healthy way. And to get there, I think we need to cry. I think we need to cry together. I think we need to have a space to be able to cry together. So I'm putting it out there for anybody who feels called to this. Maybe nobody, maybe it's not needed, and that's cool too. But if it is needed, I am putting this out there into the universe and manifesting that the right people see this message. And let me know, like, is this something that you guys want or need? Is this something that you feel would be helpful for you? If it is, please let me know. And I'll do it. I'll do it because I'm so sick of seeing all this pain all around me. I can feel it. I can feel it. I'm an empath, and really embrace that about myself, and it fucking sucks because I can feel it all around me. So if I can provide an opportunity for you to be able to release all of that, it's going to help me out a lot. So I'm doing it for selfish reasons, only for selfish reasons. I just don't want to feel all this shit anymore from everybody. I think we all need to be free of all of this matrix duality. I think we need to provide ourselves with opportunities to find our balance in a safe and accepting and loving space. I want to gift you with that because I want to see a better world. I want to see happy people, healed people who can raise other people up. I want to live in a world that I want to help to create from the heart, from love, so that it's better for everybody. Yeah. Blessings.